Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome today Deborah Laurel from Laurel and Associates, who is an amazing trainer that I've met in the last couple of years. Today, I'd like to ask Deborah 6 questions. My first question is, what is your core area of expertise, your zone of genius that you bring to your students or clients?
Our area of expertise is management training. I bring 40 years of working with managers in a variety of industries at very different levels, from the executive to the supervisor and the middle manager as well.
What is your professional background, and what was your aha moment that led you to become a trainer?
My professional background is working for the Executive Management Institute at the School of Business, University of Wisconsin-Madison, USA, as an ad hoc instructor. I think that probably provides most of my background, although I have been consulting with individual organizations, both for-profit, nonprofit, and international aid organizations. The aha moment is rather unique. I started the first feminist theater in the Midwest with another woman, and we were performing a play that looked at how the feminist movement affected both women, both positively and negatively. And we would open it up for conversation with the audience afterwards. And there were 2 women professors from the University of Wisconsin Extension in Madison who came up to me after I led that conversation and said, "We'd like you to teach assertiveness." And I said, "Great, what's that?" And they said, "That's what you're doing, read this book." That's how I started into training.
What makes you the blue unicorn in your field, or what is your superpower?
My superpower is knowing how people learn, and it's not about me. I have 40 years of experience getting feedback and working through different activities with different levels in organizations. And so I know what comes through, what makes it easier for people to access the learning. And my training, the e-learning, requires that you think. You're not spoon-fed. You are applying what you're learning. We're checking to make sure you understand. And you're not going to see me up there just lecturing, sharing my expertise. I will introduce information, but then it's up to you to absorb it, to do a case study, to apply it to a real situation so that it's meaningful and lasting when you leave the training.
What industry myths or misconceptions do you love to challenge through your training?
Well, there are different topics that people consider to be dry and boring. And I don't believe there is any such thing as a dry or boring topic. There's a dry or boring trainer. It's not prepared in a way that entices, educates, engages the learner. And that's where my expertise comes in, because it's so important for you, the learner, to get what you need. And the only way you'll get what you need is if it is continually stimulating you, asking you to think, bringing it alive. So that's the myth that I like to counter.
If you could speak directly to one person in a company who truly needs what you offer, who would it be? What would you say to get their attention? And why are they the person who needs to hear it first?
I would talk to the chief executive. And the reason why is because whatever the chief executive says goes. The chief executive is in a situation where they can see where the needs are in the organization, beginning with the management team. Are they working together well? Do they communicate appropriately? Are they following best practices in how they manage their employees? So that's where I would start.
Can you share a moment or story where you knew your work had made a real difference? Something that captures why what you do matters.
One thing that I'm very proud of was working with the University of Strasbourg in Osijek, Croatia. They wanted to establish the first participant-based master's degree program in entrepreneurism. And entrepreneurism was not a value in a country that was war-torn. So this was right after the war. And I worked with the professors in the School of Economics, each of them, to redesign their training because their approach had always been lecture. And I'm a participatory skill building trainer, and that's what they wanted. And as a result of that training, and as a result of the changes that they made to that, there are more than 100 new businesses in Croatia and the surrounding area because of graduates to that program. And I'm very proud of that.